Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 India Edition. Where last episode, guys, we did some really big expansions. We've actually now extended our high-speed train line, which originally went to Hyderabad to Bangalore. We've now extended it all the way down to Coimbatore. It now goes under Madurai and into Tineleveli. Right, listen, guys. I'm trying my best right now with these name pronunciations. I struggle just saying basic words. But I'm trying my hardest. Apparently I got Coimbatore correct, so really appreciate it, guys. How do I pronounce this? Tineleveli? Tineleveli? Is that how I pronounce it? I get tongue twisted very easy. My small brain can't comprehend these luxurious names. The train line goes all the way down to here, to Tin. I'm going to call it Tin for short, guys. Which now means I have a 4-station stop high-speed train system. Now, obviously, the trains are neither high speed, so we don't have any high-speed train tracks, and the trains are still steam, but I'm planning ahead. We have our commuter line, which runs from Bangalore to Bellary to Rai to Bez. Perfect, really good. And it's pretty much in prime position to then start extending and expanding. But the only thing stopping me doing that is money. Now, I do have money. We are making a pretty decent amount of cash right now. But these expansions are going to be big, they're going to be expensive, and the trains that I want for them eventually are going to cost an arm and a leg. Which is why today we're going to take a look back at the industry. Now, we first started with our little kind of farm route here, delivering food back and forth, absolutely amazing. Then we extended to our wood route over here, and again, that makes a lot of cash money moolah. And the two most profitable routes are both our industrial routes, transporting cargo. So we're going to see if we can now build a third or maybe even a fourth line that will be just as lucrative, that will make me a ton of cash, which will pay for the next step of expansions. And it's also allowed me to build up some cargo related items. So I now have food, I've got planks ready to be utilized to distribute wherever I need it once we start feeding the cities. So if you are enjoying the series, and I really do hope you guys are enjoying it, and I do apologize for the name pronunciations, but you just have to bear with me on this, okay? I can't pronounce town names in the UK, so once I come out of my own country, it's game over. If you are enjoying it, smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Don't rely on the recommended tab, boys. Subscribe so you get notified. Anyway, boys, we're back. Now, I found a really good location, and I kind of believe I'm coming out of India at this point. This could be our first lines now coming out of India. I've noticed at the very top right of this region, there was this kind of little strip which is kind of piqued my interest, where you can maybe run a long train station. It'll have to be quite narrow, but we can bring in a bunch of plastics, steel to produce goods, but more importantly, a bunch of refined oil to produce fuel, and again, plastics. You can also bring oil over here to turn into refined oil, but I'm thinking it'll be kind of weird to bring oil in and then just transport that to there. There's better ways in which we can do this. So then my idea and thoughts were, well, where can we bring the oil from? Well, we got a bunch of oil wells and refineries over here, which makes sense. There's a big section over there. But all this stuff is quite near the refinery, so you don't really make much cash. You can do like a small little triangle run here, which is kind of hilarious. There's some oil wells down here, but then I spotted this. There is pretty much an identical one here. There's some down there and down there, but I've got the ability to run crude oil from here to the refineries there, and in the process pick up the crude oil here and run it down to the refineries there. Then take both of the refined oil and then bring it up into where we then produce fuel and plastic. Now, if I can get this done correctly, and I mean, boys, if I can get this done correctly right now, I am going to be in for a world of cash money moolah. I really am. I can't express how much cash your boy is ultimately going to be making. But this is also going to be quite expensive. But leading off from that, there's more refineries or oil wells over here. There's more oil wells over there as well. there is quite a lot of oil on this map, so I can build, there's another bit of oil there, I can build a really, really big oil industry. Now, I'm not sure what this region is. I'm trying to see if any of the city names kind of stand out to me right now. There's Kabul, so I'm going to say, isn't Kabul Afghanistan? Is this the Afghanistan region right now that we're in? I would have to double check stuff right now. I'm kind of not sure what's down here. Karachi, isn't that Pakistan, I believe? I could have literally just got those names completely wrong right now. I think I've literally just got all those completely wrong. And I think the best thing to me to do right now is to check Google Maps. Seniac, your knowledge of this region of the world is absolutely terrible right now. It really is. It really is. Now, Karachi is it's the capital of Pakistan. Of course it is. Of course it is. Kabul is I think it's the capital of Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken. And we've got cities as far up here as Mashhad. Now, Mashhad is, if I'm not mistaken again, a northern city in Iran. Oh, okay. So we're now deep into the Middle East at this point. We're kind of pushing towards it. So now I understand why there's quite a lot of oil here. Now I understand. So let's start then by building these train stations. So we're going to begin here. And what we're going to do, there's a bit of a hump there. So we're going to have to kind of flatten it slightly. So cargo station, I'm not going to do it as an end route. We're going to do it as a passing through route because you never know what directions oil and stuff is going to kind of come in to and from. Now, if I get it as close as I can to here, like that, if I now edit this, and of course, we're going to make it or set it up where there is going to be multiple platforms. Right, bam, 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 bam. Now, I wonder if I can get another set of platforms. If I do this, and mess that up straight away. I don't know how I do it, guys. Honestly, I just don't know how I do it. I even amaze myself. And do another set here. I'm hoping this works. Because the reason I'm going to get two sets in, because we need the back and forth for the normal route going to the other oil farm or oil region, oil field, oil wells and refinery. And then another set that goes and takes it to where we produce the fuel. So this looks like it will work out pretty well. I'm a bit hesitant to how this is now looking because we've based it on a hill, which I think we might get away with it. Yes. Right, this could work out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit longer than normal because the one thing I've learned in this game is the longer the platform, the more goods you can store on the platform. Also, the longer the platform, the more reach you have to kind of access other areas. Now, this is incredibly long, but have you seen how many oil wells are here? I just have that feeling we're going to need as much capacity as we can get. This is the mega cargo platform, isn't it? This is quite long and quite big. Right, down here. All right, spam clicking. If any of you guys know, is there a mod where, you know, when you pick the preset lengths, is there a mod that allows you to do like longer variations? If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section down below. So from this, cargo buildings, we're going to get a couple of additional connection points coming out. See, that already connects directly to the building, which is hilarious. Right, you're there and there. You're there and there. I feel like the game is slightly trying to lag a little bit with me trying to build this vast little section. It's kind of funny. So let's just now smoothen the area off. And I think we're okay here. It's just mainly around this area. Smoothing it so the terrain kind of touches and elevates quite nicely. And then we're just going to have to slightly adjust all the road around it. Is what we're now going to have to do. So every single one of these buildings is connected to this ridiculously oversized train station. I love it. The amount of goods we're going to store on this right now is going to be absolutely beautiful. So, what's connected? These three are connected, which is completely fine. I believe we might have the option. Are you now connected? Yes. I mean, I could make it look a lot better. There's also that side of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all the roads. Oh, no, don't delete you. Don't delete the industry, Sonny. And we'll first start by building said road. So build you down to here. And then continue. Right, that's as far as we're going to get that, which is okay. So by that logic, we're still only connected to this, which is perfectly fine. And then what we do is we kind of come off it. In weird little ways. Now, I rather it kind of connect the road to the station a little bit better, but that all connects that there. It's as weird as it looks. It works, okay, guys, so leave me alone. Right, bring this all the way down to here. And then we should be able to run you down like this. And then where can I run something like this? Is there a way in which I can connect these up? No, I ain't going to bother too much. So that station there connects to all of it, which is absolutely perfect for what I want it to do. So now I'm going to replicate something like that over here. And then we're going to bring a train line up and in. Bob's your uncle. If you know a Bob and he's your uncle, then say I said thank you. I've just completely lost my mind. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting then, because now we're going to have to really kind of figure out where the connections are going to be. So if I put this more central here, okay, and then we again edit this, tracks, sort out tracks going down, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go 4 longer than what we've got on that side and do the same this side. I know it's very, very long, but I've messed up again. Oh my goodness me. It does mean we can store vast amount of cargo on here. So if my trains at this moment in time can't get there quick enough, at least you're not wasting any cargo. That is the main thought process I'm kind of going with. Right, 2 and cargo there. All right, the precision right now I've got to do to get this to now work is crazy. And keep it going. Very good. And then just spam click it. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Right, we're done. And breathe. Breathe, Sonyak, breathe. Right. Cargo buildings. So pretty much the same again. And then at the very end, I'll kind of like stick it back a little bit. Don't need to go all the way in. And this one is eating into the ground a little bit, which is fine. So that's done in regards to there. We're now just going to, where is it? The terraining. Smoothing all this around as best as we can so we can connect some roads up. This is a very long station. Now, I can already see that we're going to make exuberant amounts of cash. I can already see this being a thing. Right, I'm going to bring this to about there. Let me just quickly delete all the road from this. Oh, hang on. Auto-save, guys. Let me just wait for... Don't worry, auto-save. You take your time. You take your time. And... No, don't delete. Back to this. So that will go to there, which is, again, fine. We've got to do what we got to do. Oh, am I still on bendy mode? I am. So weirdly, we can't get it to connect to there, but I can here. And let me just slightly bring it up. Train is not going to help there. It's not going to help. Back to the road. I should have turned off all the ownership. I'm now just realizing. Not like this is going to cost me much money anyway. But every penny counts, right? Every penny counts. So right now, those 4 buildings are connected, which is perfect. So let me just do the same on this side. Run this all the way down. making sure that all the buildings are connected for maximum connectivity. Right, that's connected. Confirm you. You're connected in weird ways. Confirm you. So that's now all done as well. So this is perfect. So between the two, basically how it's going to work is the oil that gets produced from these wells are going to be sent down to here on a train to feed these two refineries. And then once the train gets to here, it's then going to load up with the oil from these wells to fill up these refineries. So the train is constantly going back and forth, doing the same job, filling up from here, dropping off there, filling up from there, dropping off there. And that's all that train line is pretty much going to do, which is perfect for us. Doesn't need to do anything else, and it's always making maximum cash with the distance. Now, the reason I set two train lines up is because the left-hand side here is the line that's going to do exactly what I just said. Then, the right-hand line, and which will be the left-hand line on this one, they will come together as well, but just before they meet, they will do both do a turn to merge into a single line that will go all the way up to drop off there. And then we'll have one train that goes down, picks up from there, the refined oil, drops it off, then comes down this way. And we're going to make that one split separately because it takes 2 crude oil for 1 refined oil. So it takes 2 journeys to produce one. So that one will split it, gives that train back and forth enough time to produce what it needs to do. Well, that's the idea anyway, guys. That is the idea anyway. Now, looking at the terrain here, this is going to be interesting to see how the train tracks are going to want to tear through this. So I'm just going to try and figure out first where my bendy point's going to be. So if I went, say, there and pushed directly through, and let's say I just went to there, how does it go through there? See, I don't mind it going through like that. I will change. Actually, do you know what? I don't like it. Let's not even lie to myself right now. I don't like it when it does it like that. So let me just smoothen this all out. Yeah, it cost me money. But I don't normally like it when it's doing that. I wonder if I can do a smaller connection now through, which does a cutting. Again, I don't feel like I like the cutting much. Right, do you know what? Let's go a little bit crazier with this. All this just because of the road. I could literally just delete the road, flatten it, and then we'll be fine. But no, Seniac's got issues. Right. Still does that. It's because it's way too long is the issue. Like if I went through here. Actually, if I raised it first, or if I went through like here, that's fine. Let me just get the angle. Right, all that just for this part here. It's ridiculous, isn't it, guys? It is ridiculous. Right, that goes to there. So that's literally now got to come as far as I need it to. But let me just see where I can push this to begin with. So trying to stick in a straight line. Right, there's the snap. So this stays straight. The straighter it stays, the faster it goes. The more bendy it is, the slower it has to go around the turns. But again, that should be fine. And I'm hoping if I just set this up for a straight bend, it maintains the 120. I mean, not saying the train's going to do 120. It's not going to. But that is the less of the bend, the faster it goes. Which that works wonderful for us. So smoothing the terrain around it. Just so we don't see any issues. And then, of course, we're going to set up here the old crisscross, as we're going to have multiple trains going back and forth. So then we continue the fashion of this. Oh, somewhere along the line he wants to build a bridge. Listen, no bridges, guys. Right, there is... I'm going to see how far I can push it before it puts a bridge in, which is going to be about here. So we can just terraform all of that. So it comes up there and then it bends down. It can maintain the 120, but I'm not sure going on this way. It should be able to. There shouldn't really, again, be much of an issue. And then we push this all the way down. So I'm just hoping we can get the bend here. So that is going to obviously go into there. That's the bend in question, but I feel like we might be a bit... I don't think this bend's going to be as good as the last one. Actually, no, I think it might be okay. I think it might be okay. Now that wants to eat down a bit, which again is completely fine. And then we should simply be able to... Oh, this is great. So I don't think it'll work out any better. So straight in, and then just here we'll do a crisscross. All right, in you go. Nice. And there's that line. Minimal bends, as straight as possible. Obviously we have a few obstacles we've got to go around, the towns and whatnot. But other than that, that's gone pretty well. So let me just now kind of quickly sort out the jazz here. And we'll move down ever so slightly, terraform it, which this is going to cost me millions in itself just to terraform it. But this is where your boy struggles with his OCD. So we've gone from raising it to now slightly lowering it. There we go, baby. There we go. All the way through. We are glorious. We are glorious. So right now, then, we can run a train line going back and forth. No problemo. No problemo at all. And I think we'll do that now. Because while that does what it's got to do, going back and forth, it will make me money to pay for this set of expansions going up to the north. Part of... I forgot where that place was now. It wasn't Iran, was it? Afghanistan? Afghanistan's here. Afghanistan. Totally not pulling up Google Maps right now to try and remind myself what this region is. It is a northern city in Iran. Yes, it is Iran. There we go. All the way to the top there. Oh, Sediak, you are so foolish. So foolish. Right then, yeah, so let's create this line. So new line, which we're going to go here, to over here. Now, the important thing that we make sure that we do is on both platforms, we allow them to use both sides of the line. So you can see it on this one now, both sides. So if two trains come in at once and one's on one side, the other one can jump on the other side and unload. So there's no time lost is the best way to put it. So what do I call this? Oh, it's going to Kabul. I just realized. Well, I say it's going to Kabul. It's going to the outskirts of it. But I'm going to call this my Kabul crude oil. That's literally what I'm going to call it. I can change the color as well to make it black. So we the color of oil. So that's pretty good. And I'm going to put a train depot. We'll pull it just here. So if I pull it in a way in which we can kind of connect up to both sides. So left-hand side of the tracks. And then here. Left-hand side. More smoothie. That way we can, and when we build the line there, we can let it run out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So in Kabul, all you're doing is loading the oil, unloading the oil. That's literally all it's doing. Nothing else. I don't need to say this, but I have a feeling when we get the other route set up, we might have a few little issues. But for the most part, that's literally all it's going to do. Now, we've got to buy a train for this, and we haven't unlocked diesel or electric, so we're still on steam. Now, I'm going to need a fast train. The faster it goes, the quicker we can, well, the more routes or journeys we can do in a single year. We'll also need a powerful train because I feel like with how we set this up, we can add more carriages on. It's quite a flat run and a good speed run as well. Now, in terms of cargo wagons, we've got it sorted by type, which we're using these tank cars, which the best one I got is these two. This one lasts a little bit longer. It does a top speed of 50 kilometers. So no matter what engine we pick, we can only go 50 kilometers based on the speed of the tank car. Fair enough. But again, we just need something that has the power. Now, the Russian Class B, 50 kilometers. Should we do it by speed? or type? Let's do it by build date. Right, I've sorted it by build date. So the newest one's at the bottom, right? Is that right? 1850. Yes. So the Russian Class B, 50 kilometers, power 240, tractive power 60. Fair enough. Now, the Russian PV is faster. Same tractive power, but has more power in general. Now, the Russian Class F, a lot more tractive power, a lot more power by 10 more kilowatts compared to the PV. But it's that tractive power which is quite interesting to me. It only goes 45 kilometers though. So rather than being capped to what the hold on, is that got like 2 engines back to front? Rather than being capped by the carriage speed, I'm going to be capped by the engine speed. So I might go back to the Russian PV, but the tractive power is so much different. But this is good for steep turns and climbs. So maybe, you know what? Russian PV is what we'll go with. We'll go with this. Now, cargo-wise, I'm going to add a bunch of these tank cars right now. We'll try and give it a roundabout 100 capacity, which will be 98 there. And it's 3.9 million. Now, we'll buy one, because obviously it'll be expensive to run and maintain a year, until the route is fully set up. And then we'll clone and add a second one in. So the Cobalt oil route, that is now going to do its magic. So oil is already on the platform building up. I'm going to assume over here as well. Yes. So we could make money instantly, but it will take some time. So that route on its own should make us a decent amount of cash. But we're going to extend it all the way up to here as well. So we'll get onto that in just a moment. So before we do then, now with all of that, we've given this time to run by a little bit more. And are we still making good cash? We still are. The high-speed train line is still third most busiest route. We seem to have a lot of people over here in Bangalore. For line 1, ooh, this line here. Now, it's Bangalore where we see the most people in. I wanted to go to Bangalore. So it might be a case of this line, we slightly adjust the trains. Now, finances, it does pretty good. You can see when we added the second train in, it didn't just skyrocket my expenses, but my income as well. So let's manage these vehicles and slightly edit them. So wagons, we do have new wagons now. So if I do it by capacity, you'll see that what we're using is 13, this is a 14, and this is a 16. Now, they do rapidly go up in price, but I'm going to add 2 more carriages to both trains. And that in itself should be able now to carry a lot more passengers. You see the train now skedoodling to the next area. It seems slow because I'm in play mode, okay? It just seems real slow. But everything else is looking pretty good. Now, this platform over here, we could probably... That's a good point, actually. Do I have any new streetcars I could replace these with? So we're utilizing the... Again, we do it by capacity. So the St. Petersburg streetcar, we can now change these to engine-based. So between these two, they're pretty much the same. But they go from 11 capacity to... Sorry, from 7 capacity to 11 capacity. They're also a lot faster. We'll go for these Ivan ones. So replace those with the Ivan ones. And then the other route, which is this route here. Replace you with the Ivan ones as well. You know, a decent amount of investment we've got to throw in. But it will allow us to pick up more people. And for them to be a lot faster. The only downside is they do now start polluting like crazy. They really do. So that'll get a full board of people on right now. Move more people. Cost me more money, but also, in the long term, make me more money. So small little improvements there, just to kind of aid those lines a little bit. And we'll see how this... Whoa, has this route... Okay, so that's just picked up oil for the first time here, by the way. And it was only too short of being full capacity. So you could argue I could now clone another train. And that'll be full capacity. But, oh, signals. Oh, I forgot my signals. I think that train, is that train on the correct side? Yes. I forgot signals, boys. I forgot signals. Right, you go there. You go there. So the basic signals are now in. It's just everything else. That is hilarious. So we'll put a set just here. We'll do a set. Do you know what? I'm going to incorporate the road here with the signals. I'll just incorporate the road there. I know there's crossings and whatever, but I'm just going to incorporate that road for the funsies. And I think that will be okay. Actually, no, we'll get another set we'll do another set on this road here. No, that'll be okay. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Right. So I think I'll fast forward anyway. I'll wait for that train to be over here. Before then I manage the vehicles and I just clone this vehicle. Because at least that way then they're spread out enough. So I'll wait for it to reach this signal here. Clone it. By the time that's come out and got to there, that will be there. That makes sense? I think that makes sense, right? Yeah, I think it makes sense. Right, okay, so get ready to clone. I reckon in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go, cloned it. Right, so as this train is now coming in, it's not full capacity, but it'll be interesting to see what it actually makes coming in not at full capacity. 2 million. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be a luxuriously expensive run line. Oh, it's already number 4. Oh, this is going to make me some cash. This line's going to make me some cash. Right, I feel like we've got the confidence right now to now do some big expansions. So why don't we take a look then at building the station up here? So this is going to be an interesting one, this station. It really is. Now, I think what we'll do is delete the road in the middle. Going all the way out. But also deleting the road touching these stations. Or at least touching that one middle station there. Again, this gives me a little bit more space to build a longer train station on. Now, of course, we are going to be limited to what we can do. We are going to be really limited. What I could do is maybe flip... Oh, that's not the flip button. Spin it right round. And just slightly adjust. So at least the building... And we've got to pray that we get this just right. So if I put that there, right, I've kind of put the platform right against it. This building in gives me more space to utilize. The question ultimately is, how many lines can I fit in this? Now, a cargo building is not going to go there. Now, again, I could also delete the road here, but I don't really want to do that too much. But that little kind of passage there connects in. So we could be okay, unless we get to this part, but I can end it around here anyway. And there, just enough to reach this. Oh, do I want to reach that? Because I'm not going to drop any crude oil off there. It doesn't have to reach that. Right. Yeah, let's just see how far we can push this. So, platforms. Right, that's as far as I'm able to build, or the game's going to allow me to build. Alright, there we go. I'll go a bit further down here. I'm going quite long on this one. I don't know why I'm building these so long. I suppose it's because I want to store the most amount of cargo on these platforms and not lose anything. Alright, get all this done. And I'm not sure why... Oh no, I do know why I've put 2. Because I'm doing the same again, 2 lines. So they can have one side dedicated solely for oil and such and such. And the other side slowly dedicated towards the goods, if we ever start running the goods up in this direction. So we've got our possibilities. That is a long station, guys. That is a long station. Now, some areas I might be able to squeeze a cargo building in. See, I could put this right in the end, which touches there. That could go there. Let me push this. How far back can I push it? Okay, we'll put it right there. Which is all I needed to do. This cannot go there. Can't go there. It could go... No, I don't know why I did it like that. Hold on. Where can I put these? That touches there. That doesn't. But that does. Right. All the buildings that I want it to touch does touch. That's all I care about. That's all I ultimately care about. Bring this straight to here. Wendy this in. And that is okay. It's all okay. I think it's okay. It is okay. Let me just add the rest of the train tracks to this building. So the only downside to me building vast train lines at this era in the game is solely the fact that at some point we have to come back and upgrade so many train lines to high speed and even electric if we go down that road as well. Right. This is the tedious part of building excessive platforms and stations. This is way longer than it needs to be. It's like I've gone very excessive on the cargo, but then some of the passenger platforms in the towns are very, very small. It's like, Seniac, make your goddamn mind up right now. Make your mind up. Right, that will do us. That will do us. As ridiculous as that is. Oh, okay, it doesn't like that end bit there because it completely cuts us off. So if I delete you for a second, if I build... Actually, no, if I don't build... No, I'm not going to delete them. We'll run our own tracks out. So if I run that to there, ran you out as well. Just do the same to this because we're probably going to merge them into, not into the same track, but into the same connection. Configure this, cargo buildings. Now I can't get it back on. Okay, miscellaneous. You're too far away. You're too far away. See, I can connect you there. It's still enough to touch that. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. So which side then are we going to utilize for oil? Now, I feel like the outer side, because I can maybe run something from down here. The inner side for steel and plastics. Plastics can come from over here, or I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. But steel. There is a steel plant just there. There is a steel plant just there. There is a steel plant down there. Okay, so the right-hand side will be for steel. So basically, the lines will be on the side which the industries are on. That makes it a little bit easier for me. Now, I've got to figure out where this train line is going to run. So it might actually run through all of this and go down. Okay. So if I picked... Oh, it's going to bridge that, isn't it? Alright, so I've got to zoom into build, apparently. So if I went from there to there, there is a collision. So I'm going to get rid of the road here. And run from there to there. So we're going to go quite long and see what it does. So it wants to create a tunnel just there. But then we shorten it. And then it wants to create a bridge. So it's all determined on where you run the line. Actually, let me come back because I'm now raised, aren't I? So if I run there to there, that's my connection. That's where it's all going to be deemed from right now. So I've still got to slightly bend it really, haven't I? Actually, do you know what? I don't like the angle I've built it on. I like where I've done it, just not the angle. The angle's completely wrong. The angle's got to be more this way. I think. So let's run this. So this might get turned into a tunnel now. Or it doesn't. Okay, I don't want the bridge. So a snap. Running all the way up. Alright, that's fine. That's fine to there. And then these are going to meet. Oh, is that doing a bridge? Holy moly. No, thank you. No, thank you. Right, pull this out. Let me just pull that to there. Let me... Right, I understand why it's trying to build a bridge, but I don't want it to build a bridge. So I'm hoping that has now satisfied its needs. It remains a 120. Which that is perfect. That is perfect for us. We'll have to terraform it all. Not a problem. But then I now need to sort this out. So I've just got to figure out where this kind of now comes down. For my big V connection. So that's a snap. There's no bridge. Oh, there is a bridge. Right, there's the snap. I'm going to pause and then I'm going to delete this road. And then we'll add it back in. Because I'm going to have to do some magic here. So, maintaining this running pretty straight. Now, we're going to have to run an additional line that comes down. There we go. And this line, at some point, has to bend like this. Maintaining the 120, which is great. But also, this line needs to bend and connect down to here. So if I run you to there, I'm wondering if we come off this, that can maintain the 120 this way. And where does that... to there. Because this line doesn't need to go back and forth here. We're going to have it where a train picks up the crude oil there. That's refined. Sorry, the refined oil from there. Goes up here, drops it off. And instead of going back, it then comes down this way and goes to here to pick up. And then goes back up to there and then down this way. So it's going back and forth between the two. One there, bam, one there, bam. And while it picks up there, drops off. And while it goes that way, it gives chance for this to regenerate enough. So when the train comes back to pick up again, there's enough there to pick up. Because it takes two to make one. If that made any sense whatsoever. I think it did. In my head, it makes complete sense. In my head, it makes complete sense. So these, we've got to... snap these on. I don't know how soon to snap it in, or do I just let it run the full shebang in, which is not a problem. And then at the same point here, we'll do the crisscrossies as we wait for the autosave. The bane of my life. I need to adjust the autosave, but sometimes the autosave saves my life. When I forget to save. Crisscross there, done. Runs in beautifully. And then we extend this going down. So I'll bring it to about there. The thing I like is we've managed to maintain the 120 speed limit. Whether or not that's going to be a benefit for us at this moment in time, because the trains aren't going to do 120. But we have that option. We've allowed them to be able to kind of maintain such a speed. There we go. So signal-wise, so we'll try and put the signals in the same spot. It just looks a little bit better. There we go. Now for us, it's a little bit different here, though. So, bam, bam, bam. Now I'll do it here. I like incorporating the road. It kind of seems pretty cool, doesn't it? And did I do the crisscross here? I don't believe I did. So if I do that there, and then build the crisscross here. Right, don't play these games. How in this world, it might be way too long is the issue. I was going to say, it might. Don't play these games with me right now. I know you're completely fine. So now I can bring a train all the way in. Now, this is such a long journey, so I have to make it worth its while. But at the same time, this line now will probably make the most amount of money. But look at how good this is. It kind of combines it all together to create this ultimate run. So if I now set this up on a new line, right, new line, I want to pick up there, drop off there, and then come down to here, and then drop off on the way back. So that works out completely well. So we'll make this line, in terms of colours, a lighter grey. So you can see the difference between the two. Now in Kabul, it obviously unloads and loads on both platforms. In Dalbandin, it unloads and loads on both platforms. Now in Mashhad, again, exact same thing, unloads in both platforms if there's multiple trains coming in at the same time. Now what we want to make sure it does is in Kabul, it does nothing but load up, right, the refined oil. In Dalbadin, the same thing again, nothing but load the refined oil. And Mashhad, it does nothing but unload the refined oil. So there will be moments where this train's not making money, and that will be when it's returning back down to one of these refineries to pick up that refined oil. That's the only time the train will not be making any cash. Now you could argue, actually no, you can't argue anything. I was about to say you could pick up the refined oil over here, but that's not that's not what it needs to do. So that's it. That's the only downside to it. But the length of the line should mean that we pay for all the expenses that we do lose on the way back. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem. I'm going to call this this is our oil. And I'm going to call it our, so we're going to call it Cab Dow Oil. Cab Dow Oil. We at least understand what that name means, right? I'll probably have to pick a better naming system or something eventually. So let's create a train. Now I think we've just unlocked a new train. If I do it by build date, the Mogul, which is probably what I'm now going to switch my other train. The tractive power is not the greatest. Actually, what is it compared to the PV? It's actually better than the PV in many ways. And it's just 75 kilometers. Right, we're going to pick you. You are a lot more expensive, but we're going to go with you. Now, tank cars. Again, we're going to do 100 capacity. So, buy you. And put you on our Cab Dow Oil. So now all of a sudden, these refineries can now start producing. And it's already dropped. Wow, look at the amount of oil, crude oil there. One on the platform. Now, instantly, I'm going to take this oil, line here. We're going to manage these vehicles. We're going to edit them. We're going to get rid of their engines. And then steam, the Moogle. Put you on, modify. Right. Which could mean that they could carry a lot more. But they are now technically limited to what the speed of the carriages can do. So if I was to again edit these, this can do 75. The cargo can do 50. So they're limited to 50 no matter what. Now what I could do is add a third train on. I don't know how beneficial that will be, or just to maybe at least... Do they go up to the full speed of 50? I know it takes them a little bit of a while, but I believe they do. Right, 126 is what they now become in terms of capacity. So it's a little bit more than what they could carry before. We'll see how they get on with that. They do reach 50. That's reaching... That's on the way. So not quite got to 50 yet. Is that slowing down? It does slow down a bit because it is going slightly uphill. So I don't think I want to add any more than what I've got on right now. This has got nothing on board. But I think it's going up to there first to complete its route. But again, allow that to do what it's got to do, and then we should see some money coming back in. That would be quite exciting. It would be quite exciting. So I have killed off this town's connection, but it does come through this way. So I could get rid of it, but I'm going to add it back in. It's on a bendy wendy, right? So I bring that to there. And you know what? I'm just going to move that signal because it will annoy me to this side there and get rid of that one. I'm incorporating the road in it, okay, guys? I'm incorporating the road in it. Right, okay, we're back to where we originally was, which is good. That oil route is now my most profitable route. Wow. So it will be interesting to see where this crude oil one kind of falls into it. So we're going to manage line in, even though we haven't made any money from this yet. Even though we haven't made any cash from this line, we're going to duplicate it and add a second train on. And for this line, right now, we're going to duplicate one train. So we've got 3 trains on it. And see how we get on with that. So, very interesting, guys. Very interesting. Now, last thing I want to do to this route is terrain it all. Just want to sort out the terrain in. Get right in, boys. Okay, not that close. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect because obviously I know in real life the excess that they've dug out or had to put in for a train line. You can see it on the edges how we've cut into mountains and hills. It doesn't make sense to flatten everything completely around it. But I at least want to smooth it out a little bit more than what it is. Okay, I'm up to 1 million already on that one. Alright, push this all out. It just, for me, it just feels a lot better and looks a lot better. There goes that train on the way back. So I'm excited to see what that does. Now, I'm not sure if that's coming back to Kabul or to Dalbadin. It's going to Dalbandin. Okay, first. And there currently is... There will be enough by the time it gets there for it to pick up a full load on the way back. This is exciting. Now, this... Literally, guys, I can't express this enough. The basics of this line, the simplicity of this line, and what this line is going to do for us is going to pay for so many expansions moving forward. This is a big moneymaker. I can't express how much of a moneymaker this now actually is. The 2 trains that just cross one another, which is pretty cool to see. Oh, did that pick up a full load, by the way? No. Oh, okay. So I think it's using this as its first stop, is what it's doing. I'm hoping I haven't messed it up right. In Kabul. No, I haven't messed it up because it wouldn't produce it on the platform if it did. Right, so autosave's killing me again. Have I? Yes, I've spent a lot of money. But look at the income increase. So this year is going to be pretty interesting to see what happens here. So giving it time anyway, I want to see what this train does. Doing its 50 kilometers right now, limited by the cargo capacity type. And how has, well, that's going to take some time anyway, so we'll come back to that. How has the passengers in Bangalore changed? Because this line itself, in terms of finances, yeah, we've crept it up even more, but the income's crept up because we can now carry more passengers. So that's pretty sweet. I'm just going to get the passengers in here. There was a lot of passengers wanting to go to Bangalore from Bellary, so that's now changed. But at the same time, it's probably, yeah, about to say, added more people to the tram route. Now, that tram route also has the engines on. Now, do you have a lot of people over here? Now we changed everyone. Just out of curiosity, how much more money are these making? A lot more? Can you, like, manage these vehicles? I've got a lot of these vehicles now. I don't know whether we need that many. But if you can't edit them, I can replace them, but you can't add on to them. Unless, what's this? Oh, that's a lot smaller. It carries the same amount. I was wondering if you can add on to it, like a train. I don't know if you can or not, but yeah, we've picked up a lot more people. That is a lot more efficient run than what it once was. Oh, we still got horse and carts on these lines. So these runs right now, can I make this bigger or not? I don't think I can. Manage vehicles, so... Is that as big as I can make it? So all the food lines, so food, 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 food. So these are all my food lines here with the horse and carts on, okay? Let me see if I can replace these vehicles. So we're utilising, let me do it by capacity. So are we utilising the European, is it the European one? Because we have the ability to move to steam powered, which is cheaper. It is cheaper, but it doesn't change the capacity. But it's cheaper. Cheaper and not as fast, though. Do you know what? We'll leave it. I'm not too worried about that right now. I know there's a lot of food there, but I'll leave it. It is what it is. It is what it is, boys. But yeah, we're doing pretty well over here. Now, where's that train? Has it made its way back yet? Is it on the way? Oh, it's on the way up. Are you full? Yes. Right. This is where we see it, boys. All that hard work right now is about to be discovered with how much it makes. Now, this is going from Balbadin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But going from Kabul will be a different story, because I feel like Kabul's further away, so you will probably make more money coming from Kabul. But the only downside to this line is you lose money on the way back. So as long as we understand that, yes, we make a lot of cash now, but we do lose a bill of pennies as well. Right, train's coming in. Not too far now, boys. But this is where we see the cash money moolah creep into our bank account. Right. Easy. 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 Any moment now. Take your time, boys. Take your time. So I got all the time in the world. Don't worry. Right. Where does it go? Does it go all the way to the buffers? It does. 2.5 million. That is glorious. Holy smokes. And that's just from there to there. This place, I feel like this place is further. But it's going to be a good money maker. All my lines are now making money. Look at the actual oil line. 14 million. What? So we've had a record income year of a grand total of 31.7 million. We have rapidly increased what we can now earn, which is going to pay for so many expansions in the future. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, please smash that like button down below. And until next time, I see you all soon. So goodbye.